Proteins and carbohydrates have many functions in the body of an organism. Specific proteins and carbohydrates perform specific tasks. Information about a protein and a carbohydrate is given below. Ferritin, a macromolecule that contains iron and is found in hemoglobin, which is used to transport oxygen to cells in the body. It can also aid in growth and repair. Glycogen, a macromolecule that consists of glucose molecules. When it is broken down into monosaccharides, it can be used by our cells to produce energy. Identify which class of biomolecules ferritin and glycogen belong to according to the characteristics listed above. Okay, so let's highlight some important terms. So it tells us up here several times that we are dealing with proteins and carbohydrates. It says that 3 times in just this first paragraph. Okay, so then if we look at ferritin, it tells us that a major clue is that it's used for growth and repair. Okay, and then when we look at glycogen, this one gives us several different clues. It talks about glucose, it talks about monosaccharides, and it talks about producing energy. Okay, so let's go ahead and let's make a little T-chart right here. Okay, and let's compare our proteins and carbohydrates, and let's just brainstorm some things that we know about them. Okay, so we're going to put protein on this side and carbohydrates on this side. Okay, so first of all, let's start with proteins. We know that proteins are going to be used for growth. It's going to be used for tissue repair. The monomer of a protein is called an amino acid. Okay, and we also know that proteins can be used in the cell membrane for transport. Okay, now if we switch sides, okay, let's talk about carbohydrates. We know that carbohydrates can be used as an energy source. And specifically, it's going to be our primary energy, immediate energy, fast energy. Okay, so sugars are going to be examples of our carbohydrates. Okay, when you eat a lot of sugar, think about it, you get really hyper. Okay, remember that the monomer of a carbohydrate is called a monosaccharide. Remember that mono means one and saccharide means sugar. Okay, so what we want to do now is figure out ferritin. Is it a protein or a carbohydrate based on the clues that it gave us? And then glycogen, is that a protein or a carbohydrate based on the information it gave us? And then you should be able to pick the correct answer.